It was a happy homecoming last week in Harmony as the Fillmore Central Falcons stayed unbeaten, 53 to nothing win over Hayfield. Head coach Chris Mensink here to chat about that one. Chris, looking at the film of that one, what were your takeaways?
Yeah, I think as you can see by the score, I think our offense was very efficient. Time of possession, we took full advantage of every time we had the football. I think what I took away most is we haven't seen an odd front really all season. We've kind of prepped it a little bit, but seen a lot of a lot of even front. So very happy with the communication of our offensive line and different blocking schemes we were able to implement and having kids on the same page. It's tough to get 11 guys on the same page, but very happy with how we communicated and how we got that done.
And through the first 5 weeks of the season, we've seen your offense, like the other night, make the big plays to score touchdowns. You've also had the ability to have those 10, 12, 11 play 70, 75, 80-yard drives to score. Are you happy with your team's ability to adjust to maybe what the defense gives you?
Yeah, I think that's been a key for us all year. Having some patience when things are, you're getting that 2, 3, 4 yards a pop, and then also having that home run ability when people are stacking the box and doing some things to try to take those away from you. Our ability to get the execution to get that home run ball, and Bryden has just done an amazing job with that. He's not getting as many yards and different things like that as maybe he had last year, but he takes full advantage of when he gets those opportunities. As you can see, he was 5 for 7, and all five of those went for touchdowns. So putting the ball where it has to be, and our receivers, you know, they are the ball's getting put right where it needs to be, and they're putting them in good positions to make easier catches and put them in position to carry the ball and get some of those yards after the catch as well.
I do have to ask, have you ever been a part of a game where you only had the ball for less than 10 minutes?
Yeah, I don't know that I remember a game like that. Like that's just a tribute to our offense again and our play caller Andy Todd getting those guys in the right play at the right time, and our kids' execution. So you always worry about that during homecoming week as a coach with all the activities and things going around. So very happy to see that transpire on Friday night and our kids execute the way they did.
And how important with a week like this and maybe a game that you're favorite in is to get off to that good start and maybe not give your opponent any hope.
Yeah, I think that's very good, very important to get off to a good start, and that's what we stress to our kids. We have to get off to that good start. We wanted to get the ball and hopefully score right away to get on top right away, but that didn't work out. We ended up losing the flip, and they got the ball, but we were able to turn them over. And they did have a 7 play drive right out of the chute. They hit some nice passes, and we're moving the ball. Got a couple first downs, so we find the defense dug in, got the ball back, and then we were able to get our offense on the field and go from there. So.
And when you look at as you head into the final 3 weeks of the season, of course, high school football, the fastest 8 weeks of the school year by far. You got 3 weeks remaining. Anything you're focused on in trying to get your team as ready as you possibly can once sectional play gets here, because it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, it is. With the couple short weeks, we play on a Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. So you get 3 weeks and really 2.5 weeks. So I think we got to continue to improve on ourselves and our blocking and tackling. I think defensive backs, our secondary, we can do a better job. We're going to see a team this week that throws the ball a little more. So we're looking forward to that opportunity to work on our pass defense. I think those are some areas that we can definitely improve in as well. So it'd be good to get some more looks at that. And health, you want to keep your kids as healthy as you can. So during this time where you have those 3 games in a short amount of time, how can you manage that workload, whether it be in practice or in games, to give your kids enough reps, but not too many, to carry that load on their body as well. So as you get into the playoffs, you want to be 100% healthy if you can. So knock on wood, we've been able to do that lately, and our kids are relatively healthy now. We got a couple kids with some minor things that we're working through, and they'll continue to do that. So hopefully we can get everybody 100%.
And how have you evolved with the coaching philosophy regarding this? Because I'd imagine managing those reps are different than when you were first starting coaching a few years ago.
It sure is. Football's a numbers game, and right, you have to have your athletes on the field when it matters, and but you have to get enough tackling, you have to get enough contact, you have to get enough of that during the week so kids know how to do those things safely, but keeping them safe so they're doing it properly and correct and not overworking them. I think that's a huge thing that we have evolved, from this is my 29th year. So early in my career, it wasn't so much that way. You always thought more is better, but being efficient about it and the practice time that you do have and not keeping them too long and those things, I think that's been a real, uh, it's been real good in our evolution and better for kids. And I think kids are fresher on Friday nights is exactly what you want.
And a long bus ride out to New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva this week. What are you expecting Friday?
Yeah, this is one that, I think you and I talked at the beginning of the year. New Richland, we used to play them in a JV game when I started coaching. So haven't been out there for a long time. I think back then we were both double A schools and then we've, with our enrollments fluctuating a little bit, now both find ourselves in 1A and in the same section for the first time ever. So I haven't had much experience with them, but seeing them on film, they got some good size up front. Their quarterback is a nice left-hander, so we got a and they've got some good targets out there. Like I said, they run the ball and they throw it about 50-50. So we're going to have to be ready for both of that. So it's going to be an interesting task for us this week and an interesting week to prepare.
Might be a dumb question. Is it different preparing for a left-handed quarterback as compared to a right-handed quarterback?
I think it's a little different. Yeah, I think their tendencies are a little different sometimes. So, looking at the individual and where they like to go with the ball, and this one is, I'd say, it comes off their hand a little bit different too. So, our most of our kids are right-handed. So when they see something different, or you get a left-footed punter or something like that, you have to simulate that as best you can. We had one a couple years ago that was left-handed that we were able to throw in the scout team and he likes to roll left. So, but usually when you tailor your defense, you're tailoring it to a right-handed person, right? So that's you got to flip the script there a little bit and think about it just a little bit different.
All right, Coach. Hopefully, you can keep the positivity going, keep your kids healthy, and hopefully, it's a happy long bus trip back from NRHEG. I believe I got all the letters corrected there. We wish you best of
Yes,
luck Friday
yes.
night.
Appreciate it. Thanks again, Darren.
Chris Mensink, head coach of the Fillmore Central Falcons. They'll try to go to 6-0 at New Richland, Heartland, Ellendale, Geneva this Friday night.